Good evening. It is 5 to 8. Welcome to this week's virtual pub quiz. It's a lovely sunny evening out here, maybe a bit windy, but for us it is more important that we head to the Stay Inn. So come on with me, I'll go and get myself settled inside and we'll begin the quiz in a few minutes. So here I go, I just got to sign off for a minute while I get myself in, but welcome to the Stay Inn. And here I am. Good evening once again, everybody. Now I'm settled inside. You can see I have my crazy shirt on. It is Crazy Shirt Week, as we spoke about this time last week. Thank you to those of you who have already sent me through a picture of your crazy shirts. Colin and Carol, you were the first ones to get me your picture. Well done. I've also had a few more come through since. If you are sitting there wearing your crazy shirt, please feel free to send me a picture. You can do via the email stclearquizzes@gmail.com or through the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/stclearquizzes. And if you would allow me to, then I might share some of them during the interval later on. For those of you who have been on the Facebook page over the last few minutes, you will see that the picture round is up there. It is 9 questions this week, purely because a 3x3 grid is a lot easier to fit onto a screen than a 2x5. They are the 9 highest grossing films of all time once you account for inflation. All I'd like to know is the name of those 9 films. Okay, lovely to see the messages coming in. So who have we got? We've got 2 Malcolms commenting at pretty much the same time. Good evening to both of you there. We've got the Tullocks back. Good to see that Kim is joining us again. Thank you, Kim. No, you missed out last week. We've got Jane from Edinburgh again. I know we've got my family as well. Oh, what's that? The Wood Hill Wonders are back again. Thank you. Yeah, it's lovely to get to see all these names and get familiar with them, many of whom I have never met before. So thank you once again for giving up your Friday evening to come to the Stay Inn. So this evening we've got 4 rounds as usual. Our first round is all about May Day, as it is the 1st of May. And we've got a music lyrics round. Had a little bit of a panic this afternoon, thought it might be a little bit hard, got some testers very last minute, had some really good feedback, altered some of the questions. It still might be a bit of a Marmite round for some of you though. We'll see how we go. Did get a few little complaints that maybe it was too academic last week, so we've gone for more of a kind of, hopefully it will suit some different of the different of you in the clientele of the Stay Inn. We shall see. Anyway, and then after break we have got a transport round and the long-awaited geography round. So very mixed bunch this week compared to the other few weeks. Couldn't possibly do another key workaround. I seem to have exhausted that. So yes, I think that's all I have to say. Just remind you, if you've got your shirts on, please send me pictures. I'll try and get some of those up during the interval. I think that is everything that I wanted to say before we began. I'm going to presume that you can hear me, because I haven't had any messages coming through to say we can't hear you. So I will get my first set of questions ready. Here they are in my little notebook. And yeah, so I will wait for your messages to tell me that you are ready to begin. Okay, nice to see. Oh, we got Matt Welsh joining us again. Naomi, thank you for joining again. I'm sure you can improve your score from last week. Have you got another team member this week, or are you by yourself again? Yeah, so just let me know when you're ready. Cheers. So let me get rid of those contact details. Oh, there you go. Graham, always one of the first to tell me that he is ready. And Malcolm, thank you. So, 10 questions coming up. Oh, thank you. Another Malcolm and Liz. Excellent. Okay. So, our first round. 10 questions on May Day, as it is the 1st of May. We just check how we're doing actually. Up to 35 viewers so far. Brilliant, thank you. Right, so our May Day round. Let's start with the first question. Who is traditionally crowned during a village's May Day celebrations? Who is traditionally crowned during a village's May Day celebrations? Question 2. What is traditionally danced around during May Day celebrations? What is traditionally danced around during May Day celebrations? Just a reminder, you can put comments on the live chat. Lots of you are already. If it's your first time joining in, just leave a little comment, introduce yourself. So next question, question 3. This is a multiple choice question. Apparently I haven't had enough multiple choice questions over the last few weeks. So here you go, multiple choice question. In what year was the May Day bank holiday introduced in the UK? So in what year was the May Day bank holiday introduced in the UK? Was it 1968, 1973, or 1978? 1968, 1973, or 1978? Okay, question 4. Which monarch reinstated May Day celebrations after they had been banned by Puritans? Which monarch reinstated May Day celebrations after they had been banned by Puritans? Question 5. Which Cornish town hosts its annual Obios festival on May Day? Which Cornish town hosts its annual Obios festival on May Day? Good evening, Jack in Henwood. Thank you for joining us. Got some comments coming in about the shirt. Glad you like it. I've seen that a few messages have popped through with pictures of you in your shirt, so keep bringing them through. Question 6. In which country has it become customary to give a sprig of lily of the valley on May Day? In which country has it become customary to give a sprig of lily of the valley on May Day? This is the only topical round tonight, May Day round, because obviously it is May Day, May the 1st. I know it's easy to lose track of the date at the moment, but we are in a new month. Question 7. The first postage stamp was issued on the 1st of May 1840. What was its name? The first postage stamp was issued on the 1st of May 1840. What was its name? Question 8. The body of which British climber was discovered on May Day 1999 on Everest? And it was 75 years after he had disappeared. The body of which British climber was discovered on May Day 1999 on Mount Everest, 75 years after he had disappeared. Just realised I've not silenced my phone tonight, if you can hear it buzzing in the background. Hopefully it's more pictures of crazy shirts that we can share later. Oh, lights have gone out. Another dodgy light. Question 9. The politician Mary Lou MacDonald was born on the 1st of May 1969. Of which political party is she president? The politician Mary Lou MacDonald was born on the 1st of May 1969. Of which political party is she president? Thank you, Maddie, for putting on some additional lights after that one's just turned itself off. Question 10. Graham, apparently you don't get many questions right on these virtual quizzes, so I'm hoping you'll get this one right. Which racing driver was killed on the 1st of May 1994 after he crashed out of the San Marino Grand Prix? Which racing driver was killed on the 1st of May 1994 after he crashed out of the San Marino Grand Prix? That brings us to the end of our first round, our May Day round. I'll just give you a minute or so to finalise your answers, and then we can move on to our next round, which is our music lyrics round. Evening to Mia, who's joined us. How are you getting on at the moment, Mia? Just finding my music round. Here we go. Yeah, so round 2 is the music lyrics round. All of the answers are songs which have a girl's name in the title. So it might be part of the title, or it might be the whole title is the girl's name. So all of the songs have got a girl's name in the title. So I've tried to bring a bit more pop culture into it. We spread the eras a little bit here. All I am wanting from you is the name of the song, please. So the name of the song. So opening lyrics. Question 1. Poor old Johnny Ray sounded sad upon the radio. Poor old Johnny Ray sounded sad upon the radio. And before somebody comments, no, I am not going to sing them to you. A little bit more time between these just so you can discuss and maybe sing the songs in your head. Question 2. I met her in a bar down in Old Soho where you drink champagne and it tastes just like cherry cola. I met her in a club down in Old Soho where you drink champagne and it tastes just like cherry cola. Liz, no, I am not singing. Everyone would turn off if I started singing. Although if you want to send a video of Chris singing along to any of the songs, then that would be brilliant. Question 3. Where it began, I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's growing strong. Where it began, I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's growing strong. Yes, Colin, song title only will do. So all I'm after is the song title, don't need artists. Kim, I'm not dancing either. I haven't got enough space. I'm trapped between the sofa and on my desk here, so that you can actually see me on the screen. I haven't got room to dance. Again, if you want to send me a video of you dancing, feel free to. Question 4. She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one. She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one. Only reading out your names if they are sensible ones. Question 5. What'll you do when you get lonely and nobody's waiting by your side? What'll you do when you get lonely and nobody's waiting by your side? Just a reminder, I'm after the song titles only, and all of the song titles have girls' names in them. Yeah, keep doing it. Question 6. Well, sometime I go out by myself and I look across the water. Well, sometime I go out by myself and I look across the water. Question 7. I saw the light on the night that I passed by her window. I saw the light on the night that I passed by her window. Mass sing-song going on around wherever you are at the moment, I'm sure. Question 8. She moves like she don't care, smooth as silk, cool as air. She moves like she don't care, smooth as silk, cool as air. So I'm going to have to put this phone off. It's going crazy tonight. Rookie error there. Just read all those messages coming through. Yeah, I am on top of it. I have been doing it. It just takes me a while to do it while reading the questions out. Question 9. Let it never be said that romance be dead, 'cause there's so little else occupying my head. Let it never be said that romance be dead, 'cause there's so little else occupying my head. Thank you, Graham. I do know who it is as well, by the way. And finally, in our music lyrics round, picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. So that draws to an end our music lyrics round. Like I said, probably a bit of a Marmite round there for you. You'll either be really good at it or maybe struggling a bit. One of the people who had a quick look at it this afternoon for me, Vicky, if you're watching this up on Catch Up, really sorry about that. I know it put you a bit of an awkward situation with one of your weaker subjects, so sorry about that. Thank you, Mom, for organising somebody to look at it as well, and thank you to Pat. If you could pass on thanks to her, please, it would be lovely. I have obviously thanked them already, but again, would be lovely. Yeah, it's not just me who does that. I have a little army of people checking things, helping me out, so thank you to everyone who has. Thank you to everyone who has shared this. I keep posting the links on the Facebook page there. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. We will be having a short break in a moment, during which I'll put up the picture round in case you haven't seen it on the Facebook page. So it is the 9 biggest grossing movies of all time when you adjust for inflation. So I shall pop them up just now for you. Make sure I don't put up the answers. There you go. So you should see 9 different images from films up on your screen. The picture is, all I want to know is the names of those 9 films. So I will disappear for a while, top up my drink, and then I'll come back in 5 minutes or so to give you the answers to the first few rounds. Okay, I shall speak to you soon. Just a quick reminder, please don't post the answers in the live chat. Just put them down on a piece of paper, and then you can mark them later on. Thank you. Okay, here are some crazy shirts for you. Thank you to those of you who have sent them in, or your pictures. Crazy shirts, fancy shirts, whatever we have got. So thank you very much for sharing your shirts there. Yeah, it makes it a bit more fun, doesn't it, to have something to focus on, shall we see. If anyone has got an idea for a theme for next week, just pop it in the comments section and we'll see how we are going. Okay, so good to see some of you are putting in comments about liking the film round, liking the music round, which is good to hear. So thank you very much for that. Right, let's go through the answers to the first two rounds. I'll take those pictures away and we can go through the answers to the first two rounds. So our first round, so I'm sitting a bit higher there, aren't I? First round was our May Day round. So you'd like to mark your own answers and then we can move on with the third and fourth round. Sorry, just 2 more comments coming through. Okay, right, May Day round. Question 1. Who is traditionally crowned during a village May Day celebration? It is the May Queen. Question 2. You traditionally dance around a maypole. Question 3. The May Day bank holiday was introduced in 1978. Question 4. The monarch who reinstated May Day celebrations was Charles II. Question 5. The Obios festival is in Padstow. Question 6. It is in France that you it's customary to give a sprig of lily of the valley. Question 7. The first postage stamp was the penny black. Question 8. It was the body of George Mallory, which was found on Everest. Question 9. Mary Lou MacDonald is the president of Sinn Féin. And question 10. The racing driver who was killed in the San Marino Grand Prix was Ayrton Senna. It's one of my earliest sporting memories, I think, remembering that coming on the news. We spoke about it in school. Okay, round 2 was the lyrics round. So it's just after the name of the song, and it had a girl's name in the title. So, poor old Johnny Ray sounded sad upon the radio is from Come On Eileen. Question 2. I met her in a bar down in Old Soho where you drink champagne and it tastes just like cherry cola is from Lola, or as Maddie's saying, Lola, Lola. Question 3. Where it began, I can't begin to knowing, but then I know it's growing strong is from Sweet Caroline. Lights have gone again. It's like a disco for the music round. Question 4. She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one is from Billie Jean. Question 5. What'll you do when you get lonely and nobody's waiting by your side is from Layla. Question 6. Well, sometime I go out by myself and I look across the water is from Valerie. I saw the light on the night that I passed by her window from Delilah. As I'm sure everyone is singing. Question 8. She moves like she don't care, smooth as silk, cool as air is from Maria, which is Blondie's comeback single. Question 9. Let it never be said that romance be dead, 'cause there's so little else occupying my head from Ruby. And question 10. Picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies is Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. So there we go, our first 2 rounds of answers done. We've got 2 more rounds to go. We've got geography and we've got transport. I'm going to do geography first, I think, because I've just flipped to that page. Sorry, it's all blue on me at the moment now that those lights have gone off. So yeah, just get used to me having a half blue face. Right, so round 3 is all about geography as requested. So, question 1. Mount Everest is the world's tallest mountain, but what is the world's second tallest mountain? Mount Everest is the world's tallest mountain, but what is the world's second tallest mountain? There you go, lights are back on. Don't know what's happening with this light, it keeps going on and off random times. Question 2. If I sailed due south from Lizard Point, in which country would I land? If I sailed due south from Lizard Point, in which country would I land? To those of you watching from far-flung places, Lizard Point is here in Cornwall, is the most southerly point in Great Britain. Question 3. In which country would you find the world's most southerly city? In which country would you find the world's most southerly city? Question 4. Which is the only country to have 3 capital cities? Which is the only country to have 3 capital cities? Question 5. Here's another multiple choice for you. Would you find the Tropic of Capricorn to the north or the south of the equator? So would you find the Tropic of Capricorn to the north or the south of the equator? Question 6. This is a question I want you to think very carefully about, please. Don't jump in there. How many countries does Spain have a land border with? How many countries does Spain have a land border with? thinking carefully about it. Ooh. Question 7. How many of the 50 states of the United States are not connected to the mainland? How many of the 50 states of the United States of America are not connected to the mainland? Question 8. The Yangtze is the longest river in the world to flow through a single country. So the question is, through which country does the Yangtze flow? So the Yangtze is the longest river in the world to flow through a single country. Through which country does it flow? I'm still getting through my firebrand, Dad. Although, because I was trying to get those crazy shirts pictures up and deal with some comments that were coming through, I didn't manage to top it up during the break. I might have to go and do that between rounds 3 and 4. Okay, question 9. What is England's largest landlocked county? What is England's largest landlocked county? Out of interest, what's everybody else drinking tonight? Put it through in the comments in between rounds 3 and 4. And question 10. On which continent would you find the city of Timbuktu? On which continent would you find the city of Timbuktu? If you want to name the country, you can do. You don't get a point though. You might get bragging rights. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick moment to finalise your answers for that one before we move on to the transport round. Like I just said, I'm going to quickly get a top up before I begin. Here we go. There we go. Let's pour that while you're finalising your answer. Remember drinking copious amounts when we were in Cuba a few years ago. So, I shall move on with round 4 in a second. I just don't want to overfill my glass here. There we go. My dad's on the red wine. Oh, there you go. Anyway, round 4. Oh, Reverend James. I like that, just one. One of my favourite beers of all time. There you go. Okay, round 4. Transport round. So, question 1 on a transport round. Which engineer designed the rocket, one of the world's first steam locomotives? Which engineer designed the rocket, one of the world's first steam locomotives? Didn't quite get back in position there after the quick trip out. There we go. As I mentioned to Kim earlier, I'm stuck between a desk and a sofa here. Question 2. The bone shaker was an early form of what mode of transport? The bone shaker was an early form of what mode of transport? A few more drinks come through. What we got? Oh, lager. Matt, children, Juice Box Citrus Double IPA. Oh, that sounds nice. Might have to get some of that. Bud Light for Colin, tea for Carol. Got red wine earlier. There you go. Nice selection we've got going tonight, haven't we? Question 3. Which is Europe's biggest airline? Which is Europe's biggest airline? And that's in terms of passenger numbers. Oh, Maddie thinks she's got it. Question 4. DFDS is a leading operator for what type of transport? DFDS is a leading operator for what type of transport? Good question, Graham. What are they drinking in Edinburgh? Jane has been very quiet this week. Question 5. At 410 miles long, what is Britain's longest road? At 410 miles long, what is Britain's longest road? What have we got here? Oh, Woodhills are drinking tribute. And Jane's come back to us. 2 types of Coke being drunk in their house. Full fat and the half fat variety. Okay, question 6. So your picture round, there were only 9 questions on it, which would leave you on a score of 49 if you got everything right. So this question is for 2 marks to take you up to 50. There are 2 answers, a point each. So in the UK, the public has a right of way to travel along a bridleway on foot and on which other 2 forms of transport? In the UK, the public has a right of way to travel along a bridleway on foot and on which 2 other forms of transport? Question 7. In 2019, the UK's best-selling car was the Fiesta. Which company manufactures the Fiesta? In 2019, the UK's biggest selling car was the Fiesta. Which company manufactures the Fiesta? Question 8. In the books written by Sarah, Duchess of York, what form of transport is budgie? In the books written by Sarah, Duchess of York, what form of transport is budgie? The last couple of questions for the evening coming up. So, question 9. The first phase of the HS2 railway will link London to which other city? The first phase of the HS2 railway will link London to which other city? And your final question of the evening. What is the UK's busiest airport outside of London? What is the UK's busiest airport outside of London? Okay, so that's your questions for tonight. As usual, I will pop up Picture Round for another minute or so, in case you want to revisit that. Then I shall go through the answers to the Picture Round first, and then rounds 3 and 4. Here is your Picture Round. Okay, I'm back here. So giving you a little bit of time to finalise any answers for those rounds. I'm going to go through the Picture Round first. I will say last week we had a tie for first place, so I have prepared a tiebreaker question in case we do have another tie this week. Okay, so here are your films. We've got the top 9 highest grossing films of all time when you account for inflation. The list looks very different if you don't account for inflation because they're all relatively recent. But if I flash up the answers now, here they are. So number 1 is Gone with the Wind. Number 2, Avatar. Number 3, Titanic. Number 4, Star Wars. It's the original one. It was just called Star Wars. If you put a New Hope, well done. Question 5, Avengers Endgame. Question 6, Sound of Music. Question 7, E.T. Question 8, The Ten Commandments. And question 9, Dr. Zhivago. Top grossing films of all time when you account for inflation. The 10th one on the list would have been another of the Star Wars ones anyway. So quite nice to not have 2 Star Wars on there. So here comes my ugly mug again. There we go. So I'll go through the answers to round 3 for you. That was our geography round. So question 1. The world's second tallest mountain is K2. Question 2. If I sailed due south from Lizard Point, I would land in Spain. Question 3. The world's most southerly city is in Argentina. That's the city of Ushuaia. Anyone who's watched Race Across the World should know that. Question 4. The only country to have 3 capital cities, there go the lights again, is South Africa. Question 5. The Tropic of Capricorn is south of the equator. Question 6. Spain has land borders with 4 countries. Portugal, France, Andorra, and the UK, because it borders Gibraltar as well. Told you to think carefully about it. Question 7. There are 2 of the United States which are not connected to the mainland. Maddie's shining a torch at me. I'm glowing an even better colour. Those 2 states are Alaska and Hawaii. All going wrong tonight, isn't it? Question 8. The Yangtze, largest river to flow in a single country, and it flows through China. Question 9. England's largest landlocked county is Shropshire. And 10. The continent on which you would find Timbuktu is Africa. Liz, Spain does not have a land border with Morocco. It has a sea border with Morocco. Pardon? Well, it has a sea border. If you count sea borders, it's got a lot more because of all the islands. Round 4 is our transport round. So, question 1. The rocket was designed by Robert Stephenson. Question 2. The bone shaker was an early form of the bicycle. Question 3. Europe's biggest airline is Ryanair. It overtook Lufthansa last year for the first time. Question 4. DFDS is a leading operator of ferry transport. Question 5. The longest road in Britain is the A1. Question 6. 2 points on offer here. So the 2 forms of transport you can travel down a bridleway apart from on foot is on a bike and on horseback. Ooh, lots of things coming through here about it has a land border with Morocco. Well, I shall double check that for you and get back to you. Question 7. The Fiesta is made by Ford. Question 8. Sarah, Duchess of York, wrote about Budgie, who was a helicopter. Question 9. The first phase of the HS2 railway will link London to Birmingham. And the UK's busiest airport outside of London is Manchester Airport. So there we go. If you'd like to start totaling up. While you're doing that, I will do a quick double check here on this land border with Morocco. This is one that I double checked and it said 4. Spain has 4 land borders: Portugal, France, Andorra, and Gibraltar in brackets UK. Other dependencies, not actual Spain, do have land borders. So I'm going to take the high ground and say I am the quiz master, and I'm accepting an answer of 4. So there you go. Sometimes you just have to take the quiz master is always right on that. But at the end of the day, you are marking your own. It's only for a bit of fun. So there you go. So scores are coming in here. So we've got 33, 43 for Colin, 41. Graham and Alison, well done. Liz has got 34/35. Woodhill Wonders 34. What's this? Jane Amiga 36. 36 doesn't sound meagre to me. Well over halfway. Oh, Mum and Dad only 34 this week. Oh, what's happened there? So there we go. Pardon? Oh, Maddie beat you. There you go. Maddie's got 35 this week. There you go. Lots of 33s coming through. Malcolm on 34. People say not good on 34s. That's well over half marks there. Well done. As some of you know, I write all the quizzes myself. I research them myself and make the questions from that rather than getting them from quiz books and online quiz sites. I always try to give you kind of 5, 6 kind of quite straightforward ones that I think in around, and a few more that you can have a good guess at, and then a couple of harder ones just to make sure we get a winner. So if you're getting above half marks, then that is good in my opinion. So anyone over 25 is fine, but it is really good as a quiz master to see lots of scores close together. It gives me an idea that it's possibly been set at the right level. There we go, a few more scores coming in. Liz is settled on 34.5 points. There you go. Smith family 34. Bookshop Liscard, thank you for your prize last week, by the way. They've got 42 this week, point behind Colin. We've got Simon Leach from Three's a Crowd in Newcastle. Got 46 this week. What an amazing score. Well done, Simon. So yeah, excellent scores coming in. Thank you very much for joining us. So we've had crazy shirts this week. I have had a few more pictures come through since the break. Sorry I haven't been able to share them with everyone. Thank you, Sue and Jang Hong, for sending one in. I haven't had any ideas of a theme for next week, so keep your eyes peeled on the Facebook page. Let me just pop up the details for you. There you go, facebook.com/St Clear Quizzes. Just follow that and I'll put all the information on there. And I have seen that the likes on that go up a bit this week and the YouTube subscribers go up as well. So thank you. That will do either of those. It will keep you informed of what's going on. I will be back same time next week to do another quiz. If you've got any suggestions of rounds that we can do or things that we can do, just send them through via the Facebook page or an email. I shall look forward to speaking to you all again next week. So yeah, there you go. Cheers, have a good evening, stay safe, and I shall see you soon. Good night.